Good evening, everybody, and welcome to a special edition of D Sports Nuts podcast. I'm here tonight, as always, with my man, the Collector. How you doing, friend?
I'm feeling good.
Good to see
It's
you.
a great season.
Got your Cardinals gear on today. I'm a little Phillied up today, a little USA, red, white, and blue.
Matchy.
Drip, drip, all the way down. And we have a very special guest today, special indeed. Nunzio and Billy's son.
Not that type of special. Don't do it like that.
It depends what we're talking about.
We got the father of the family dynasty, Sam Barber, here with us today. Welcome, Sam.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Obviously, Sam's a longtime friend, fellow coach with me at Johnstown High School.
Absolutely.
Father of 4 exceptional athletes. We ain't leaving Lexi out because I'm not getting beat up, but she was an
lying.
exceptional athlete. But we will not forget Lexi. But
no doubt.
But tonight talk about the 3 boys and what they're doing. You've had 3 college athletes all on scholarship. One in Division 1 and 2 at the Division 2 level, but all outstanding athletes. But something really big has happened with your oldest son, which is really neat. Now we wanted to talk about it and make sure the people in Johnstown knew, because no one else is telling them.
It's crazy.
So congratulations,
Thank you, fellas.
for Anthony and for all the stuff that you were able to accomplish. But first question first, I think just tell everybody a little bit about the story about Anthony's journey from Lock Haven, where he finished. He started off at St. Francis, decided to transfer. Just a little about the journey, and I want to go back and forth here. And what's it mean to you guys as a family first? Seeing his dreams come true. We'll talk a little more about what those dreams are, but what's it mean to you guys? The dreams, just coming true.
Blessing. It's just a true blessing. We're definitely blessed. Anytime you get to see your children do something they love, you can't ask for nothing more as a parent. And that's what it was all about, all the hard work, the countless hours. We were just truly blessed. Blessed with UP as a great coach has just so many guys that have been blessing. G-Roy's been helping us tremendously right now with all this stuff, because we're all new to this. Nobody knows any of this stuff. So it's just been blessed. That's all I can always say is blessed.
Yeah, and it's pretty neat too. I mean, because Anthony's a late bloomer. I think he wasn't a kid who peaked in 9th grade.
No.
He continued to grow. He got bigger. Remember Coach Priscilla, who's now with the Raiders, said, I knew he was going to get bigger.
Absolutely.
Wasn't quite big enough when he graduated, but big enough to get that Division I scholarship. And he's continued to improve his craft and grow. And he's definitely had some tough bumps along the road. I think that's galvanized him too. But what a neat process. So he goes, from there, plays at Lock Haven. Comes down here. He's trained here. He's trained there. He's trained a bunch of different places. And everyone talks about being a pro prospect,
right.
But how does that come to fruition? And so my question to you is like, when did you realize that this was this is the dream? We knew this, but when did you realize it was a possibility?
I still don't. To be honest with you, I really don't. I mean, as a father, you always want to, because it's your dream for your kid to make it out. And I'm probably, you know better than I do, better than anybody, how much I've always thought about it, and maybe pushed it too hard at times, and drove people crazy at times. But our whole situation is different. I went through some different things to where we're at as a family. I've been blessed with a beautiful, phenomenal wife that's came over and helped me up tremendously. But I don't know. Hopefully, hopefully there's a call that comes this week. If there's not, he's doing great things now where he's at. He's having a blast in Vegas. How could you not? You're 100-degree weather.
Chili, if you're watching, you definitely are beautiful.
Shout out Chili. The true captain.
Amen.
Amen. Watch out now.
We have a little joke. George, it's amazing though. Could you even imagine that you have a son now? You just had an infant son. Like, just imagine how that feeling.
I know. It's crazy, man. And, you are truly blessed just to experience it. You know what I mean? I told him, I don't want to get into really what he's doing just yet, but I told him, last time I talked to him that, adversity builds character. And it really shows with him now, because he's been through some things.
Yes.
And it's put him on a position to get where he wants to go. And he's going to get out of it what he puts into it. And he's really been putting in the work. I'm super proud of him. I'm super proud to know your guys' family. You guys are awesome.
Thank you.
And it's just tremendous just to watch. I wasn't there from the beginning. I've always known him to be big.
Yeah.
Big.
But big when they want big is a whole different. It's different.
Yeah. And there's 2 different kinds of pressure. Like, pressure can be a blessing. The pressure he has now is a blessing. The life things that happened to him, those weren't necessarily blessings, but it prepared him for this blessing. To be galvanized and to be battle tested. So we goes through this process. He finishes his career. He has a great career, a great end at Lock Haven, and then. So I'm going to talk a little bit for you, because I've been with you throughout this whole process.
Absolutely.
So he goes to play in these 2 All-Star games. I don't want to speak for you in that regards, but I want to set you up to say it. When you saw him perform there, it got a little bit more real.
Yeah, the New York one, he really played well. It was right after the season, so he was still fresh. The Virginia game was a bigger platform. I think there was a better competition there. But we had the heartbreak of his girlfriend passing away unexpectedly. And that was hard for all of us. I can remember driving down, and we're 2 hours from Virginia, and he was like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to be here. And I, and it took a while, and me and my dad and my father, another blessing, the great Nunzio.
The nuns.
The great Nunzi.
Hallowed grounds. 100 yards away from the corner. Right now we're speaking. We're 100 yards away from the hallowed grounds.
Absolutely.
When he was done there, it had to. God bless everyone's soul. That there's some people that passed away in that, but those grounds had to be.
Yes.
They're forever known as Nunzio's corner.
You couldn't put anything else on there.
No.
But we kind of told him, like, listen, you gotta let that out in the field, let all that anger and hurt and that on the field, and he did, and he really had a phenomenal game, and I think that's when it started. The realization, everything started, and then after that was the agent and everything. G-Roy had, and I you can never ask. G-Roy said something to me when he was at St. Francis as a freshman. He's seen film his first year, and he's like, listen, I want to watch him. I think he has what it could take, depending on how he goes. And you haven't paid attention to it, because you never really, you don't want to put too much pressure on him. And even though I put tons of pressure on Tony and everybody else.
Yeah. Well,
but yeah.
The thing about it is I'll be honest, I never believed it. Not because I didn't want it to happen. It's just hard to imagine. It's
a hard thing to do.
And to be honest, in typical Anthony Barber fashion, he makes nothing easy. Nothing's been easy for him, and he makes nothing easy.
Correct.
So you just didn't see that super strong desire to go the next level, but also when he finally, it snapped into place for him in high school, it made sense. When it snapped into place in the college for him, it made sense, and now the pro thing has snapped in. But going back a little bit to the story, so he performs well in that game, and then that's when you reach out to the agent.
Yep,
so again, but before we get to that, let's talk about G. Roy Simon, local guy, Canadian Hall of Famer, legend up there, multiple Grey Cups, now assistant GM for the Eskimo. I think they're the Rough Riders. I'm pretty sure. Edmonton. I'm sorry, Edmonton Elks. I'm sorry, wrong team. Was with the BC Lions before as their president. On the fast track to be a GM up there, and Lord knows where it'll take him. Just a pro's pro, and like he says, talent finding talent. But the local guy who really delivered and came through for you. But before we get to that, because I don't want to leave that part undone, let's go back one step to that. After the great performance there, we have the conference call with the agent, and the agent looks at some film and all of a sudden snaps him up. Yes, I snapped. I did tap the counter. Josh, I'm sorry. I'm getting dirty looks from Josh, the engineer back there.
Wasn't me, Josh.
Yeah. Which very hard to tell his dirty looks from his regular look.
Yeah, right. Ground
but thank you, sir.
You never know which way
Thank
he's
you,
looking.
sir. That's why he's behind the scenes. But anyways, so you talk to him, and now as a dad, it's validated because they jumped on it quick when they saw film and they wanted to sign him. Definitely again, I'm still shocked when this happens, the validity, because again, we all feel biased. You don't trust your eyes. How's it feel when he gives you the validity to how you feel?
You were there.
Yeah,
it was great. I mean, you were right there through the whole thing from beginning to end. And then an hour later, we're going to Indianapolis.
Yeah,
to the combine.
Yeah.
Which this whole thing has been, and I keep bouncing around because it's been like the whole thing. We went to Indianapolis, and we were there for 3 days, and then you come back, and then there was different things were coming and different calls, and then next thing you know, you get a call on a Sunday, and you got to be on a plane on Tuesday to Vegas.
And then a big shout out to Coach Lewis, Coach Wright, and Coach Valerio with St. Francis. They have the pro day. So you get back from that, and before you know it, we have a pro day in front of us. Little time to prep for that.
Yes.
And we go up to St. Francis. And again, you're all in emotion. I am too, but boy, I'm really enjoying the ride, you know what I mean? And being around my guys. Bryce Gibson going along with us as well, too. We had multiple kids up there from St. Francis. The most incredible long snapper I've ever seen.
Yes.
And the long corner they had up there, real long, real tall kid. I mean, just pro style corner. But I think they were 1.15 snaps on extra points. I mean, which is just lights out.
And Coach Wright Coach Wright's been a blessing because without him, you and him and Coach White, who's no longer there, and Coach V, great coaches, phenomenal, gave us the opportunity.
And the Steelers came in. It was pretty cool to get some work there. And then G-Roy again emerges and reaches out, and there's the Canadian tryout down in Pittsburgh where there's 2 offensive linemen there, and Anthony does about 70 reps. And takes on all guys, and with a little bit of an edge. And the dude that kept trying to bull rush him.
Oh yeah. I'm still like, calm down, like I'm back there like, chill out, like calm down. And here the coach and us loving it. Like they're loving it. Cool. But that's just what we did. P was never about all that glitz and glamour and talking stuff and this, that, and the other. And that's how we always, and that's what we bred into our players and our kids. And he's down there like, I'm like, calm down.
That's the way to catch yourself. We are a family podcast. So good job
great.
on that. Well, I mean, in typical Italian men fashion, though, like poor Anthony, loses his girlfriend, which is rough enough.
Yes.
And we're like, you got to be focused on football. Like, you got to think. Like we're telling him, this is what we do. This is what your dad did to me, my dad to me, and now we're doing to our kids. And it's like you got to just focus this up. Like, turn it into anger, turn it into fire. Like we just tell you how to feel. You know what I mean? Instead of saying, how do you feel?
But in typical Italian father fashion, I'm in the basement like bawling like a baby because she was in my house every day for 3 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But we can't, and that's probably our biggest downfall. We don't show emotion to so many people, and we're yelling and telling him like, you got to focus. But in the back scenes, we're doing. It's a vicious cycle.
And the day down here when he was whatever he was, I don't even know how to frame it. He was like, I'm sick of both y'all telling me what to do. And we're like, wow. Like I was like, that is so raw but probably so true. And then at that point, I stepped back and realized it's a whole different approach now. He's a grown man. He said, I'm not. He didn't say I'm not in high school anymore, but basically that's what we got to, and he's not. So he has to be coached differently. So it was more of a supportive role at that point. And again, getting all the love and emotion tucked out of it. And again, it's on him, and he's taken it and he's run with it. He balled out down there, and then 2 weeks later he's on a plane. He's in Vegas.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about that, and then who he's playing for.
I don't fly, so we can start there. Thank God for Chill because I don't fly, and I was a nervous wreck.
And she still got bruises because she was squeezing her.
Because her poor leg took a beating, especially on the ride home. It's probably a good thing on the way there we were all separated, and we almost missed the connecting flight because of weather and everything was going back. So I'm a nutcase from the time we get to Pittsburgh until the time
and you had turbulence, which isn't a new thing. Yes,
turbulence is great. So we do finally land in Vegas at 11 o'clock Vegas time, which is 1 o'clock here. And they take him right there. We don't see him. He goes to the hotel.
What did they tell you? Cut the cord.
Yep. The coach said, time to cut the cord. They took him. My wife's brother lives in Vegas, so we went to his house.
You cried again. You cried when he left.
Yeah, a couple
Let's keep
times.
it real. All right, okay.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. But I brightened up because I got to see him at Raider Stadium on the way to his house, which was nice at night. But anyway, so Wednesday he did his physicals and all that paperwork stuff. Thursday he got to watch a walkthrough. Friday they were on a bus to Arizona. And Saturday they threw him in the game.
So you don't even got your sea legs.
No. And he was worked up, and there was all kind of, oh my God, I can't. And I told him he did what I thought he was going to do. Actually, I thought he did a little better than I thought he did. He gave up a couple, I think 1 or 2 sacks, and he was upset because he don't want to give up sacks. But we had to sit down and explain to him, listen, buddy, you didn't practice, you haven't played since January. It's your first game. Arena ball is a completely different football game than outside. It's faster. And then he got a whole week of practice, and he did really well against Green Bay. They lost, but he did well. But he's loving it.
He fought back hard.
Yeah, they came back and won. I think they lost by 9.
They got a little buzzsawed early and had some adversity and fought back. But I mean, Jordan, you watch your share of football. Imagine just getting speed rushed 50, 60 times a game. You see how these tackles perform.
Yeah, it's a completely different game. Yeah. And from what I seen on the first game, that I knew he was going to get opportunity because when I finally tuned in, it was the last drive, and the guy false started twice. They take the ball back, and then the quarterback gets creamed. He gets taken out the game. But I just know Anthony, once he got in there, I knew he could figure it out. Mm-hmm. I didn't see the end of the last game. I listened and was in the back with Tony when it was on. They were getting blown out, but I heard that he was still doing okay. But the main thing that stuck out to me is what you said. The travel wasn't done correctly. So that makes sense, because what'd you say? They said they had to do multiple things before they got there, so they might have been jet lagged?
They traveled from Vegas to Baltimore, and then Baltimore to Wisconsin, and there was like a 2-hour drive from the airport to the hotel. And then they played that early game. No excuses, but you could tell it looked like they were, jet lagged in the beginning, and they, but it's a first-year team. They have a great supporting staff. Coach Davis is phenomenal. The offensive line coach is a Hall of Famer in the Arena League. He was the starting quarterback before Jeff Saturday, and he got hurt, and Jeff Saturday came in, and the rest is history.
Center, you mean, right?
Yes, yeah, center. That's what I meant to say, center. He has great coaching staff behind him, and he's loving it, and he's enjoying every bit of it. He's taking everything he's getting. He's working. I don't even think he's been to the Strip yet, and he's been there 3 weeks now, which is good.
Yeah,
it's a business trip.
That's exactly what it is. It's a business trip.
And again, so he's playing for the Las Vegas Nighthawks, who play in the same arena as the Las Vegas Golden Knights, same ownership, West Point grad. I was told to me this weekend by Jervon Simon, who's a West Point grad and a Johnstown and a teammate of Anthony's. So he was telling us a little bit of that. So he's number 50.
Yes.
So if you have a chance,
number 50.
if you Google the Las Vegas Nighthawks, and then if Josh was any good, we'd have some kind of cool. Can you put a link on this?
It's the IFL.
There will be a link. Josh is going to put a link on because
Okay.
when he fixes this up and he puts his Magic the Gathering powers on it, he's going to put the link on there. So when you click on that link, or if you Google the Las Vegas Nighthawks, you'll be able to go. It says watch. It's very easy. It's HD, unbelievable cameras. You able to see number 50. Anything special about the number 50, or they just kind of give it to him?
They gave it to him.
They gave it to him.
75 is his number one number. 77 for Haz is his secondary, and then his other number is 52 for Renz.
Yeah.
For Lorenzo.
But how do you get 50? They just kind of gave him a choice.
To him,
I guess
because he thought it was going to be 75 until we get to the game on Arizona and hit at 50.
Yeah.
75 is his number one number, and then 77 for Haz, and then 52 for Lorenzo.
So tune in, see the local boy made good. I said, I told him when I talked to him, I said, you got to be one of 10 people in the history of this town who's ever got paid. And I don't know. I mean, let's get the Rolodex real quick. You got Jack Ham, Pete Duranko, Rod Stevens Howling, Archer Hawkins, Andy Hawkins, Carlton Hasselrig, G. Roy. And we're probably missing some guys too. Quintine got paid. Joey Greenwood got paid. Yeah. So there's been a lot of guys, but I mean, he's in an exclusive club.
Yes,
I might have been a little under, and all due respect to all these great players, 1,000 times more greater than I ever was. But just great players, and again, the school he goes to, just another proud member that he went to. With Johnstown High, just another proud member of this exclusive club that just continues to keep climbing above everybody else in the whole area when it comes to those numbers, because it's just been blessed with some amazing athletes. But
great coaching.
Great to share this with you, Sam. A special time for your family. It's something we can enjoy together. The collector, as a guy raising a future stud, he's already long and lean, and wait till we get our hands on him.
Oh yeah, definitely.
He's going to have some of his exclusive coaches. But again, we got the collector here, we got the coach, and we got the father with us today. The father.
Yes, sir.
And sadly, the engineer back there behind the screen. So thanks, Josh, for your mediocre effort. And hopefully there's a link on there.
I'll love Josh.
If the link doesn't work,
blame Josh.
Please call Josh Miller. We'll put his number on there as well, too, in case you have a problem.
Absolutely.
But another episode down of, D's Sports Nuts podcast with our crew here. Another great episode, and it's great being with you. And we'll see you next time.
Absolutely. Thank you.